Hello all. As you all might have known, I have recently continued an analog horror series that I'm doing with the original creator called Flowers. But this video in particular I'm making, it's discussing a different topic. I just wanted to say that to let you all know that I am doing analog horror now. It's been on my mind for years, and horror is what I'm good at. It's gonna be more than just its own creation with the other creator basically seeing it as just one separate thing of their own. Like, I originally did plan to have my own analog horror be a lot better, but today's video is actually going to be a different topic altogether. As you all know about Niel Druckmann, he has basically let himself out from... Sorry, I can barely fucking speak. Niel Druckmann has officially left HBO midway through making season 3 of The Last of Us. Even though we all expected this, I mean, I literally fucking said it in my previous video that Niel Druckmann would repeat history and expect the same shit to still get the same reviews. That's what this video is about today. So you all remember my first video on Niel Druckmann, basically how I call him a joke. This is a part 2 to that video. Now, in case a lot of you haven't seen that video, I'd recommend watching it. It does give a genuine in-depth look into how far he's gotten. How deep in the water he's actually forced himself into. Now, further on from this... sorry. Further on from this... right?
Officers needed in Gramercy. Please copy.
We have also dealt with a bunch of other issues to deal with them. And I'm sorry I have to keep stopping every time I speak every few seconds. I am really, really tired. I barely got any fucking sleep. I had the gym yesterday, so you can already tell the muscle strains hitting hard. I mean, I can already barely fucking breathe. And may as well pump the video out. And another thing too, me and my brother are also almost finished our music beats. We just need someone, or really anyone, if it's possible, to bring our music to Spotify as well, because it's currently almost out of its development stage, and we've been working on the music for a year. Now, advertisement over, more about Niel. Now, as stated, Niel has set himself so far into the deep end. And what I mean by this is that a lot of the things I said in my previous video, other content creators are now beginning to say. They are beginning to repeat my words. Word for fucking word, except for a few things, because you know. While they're here obeying YouTube's guidelines, I'm here telling YouTube's guidelines that I don't give a fucking... I don't give a hoot what the hell they think. But here's also where the biggest issue starts. Niel Druckmann didn't just leave HBO halfway through the development of The Last of Us Season 3, even though... Sorry for the burp. And again. Even though The Last of Us ended at fucking episode 2, like, The Last of Us Part 2 in general shouldn't even be getting a third season. I'm not surprised if it gets a third fucking game. It's Niel Druckmann we're on about. Where we all see a simple story, he sees profits. That's also where the biggest issue lies with Niel right now. That's currently the state he's in. Now, in case none of you haven't heard, or if you've had those types of YouTube videos spammed on your fucking home feed like it has been for me,
Mobilize on garbage.
Niel
Over.
isn't just leaving HBO midway through the development of the third season of The Last of Us. He has completely decided to do a 180 on himself and do what Sony has now been changing. And it's a fucking miracle I'm even saying this, that Sony's changed.
Please proceed to Spanish
Like, I don't know, shit's just
Got an algorithm. in
Shit's
the
just going backwards nowadays. See, in case nobody understands the point I'm trying to make, I'm sorry, but fucking autism makes this exponentially more difficult. And a lack of proper sleep also makes this even more difficult with the pain of the gym. Now, further going on, Niel is basically after leaving HBO, and he's also expecting and is thinking of making another Last of Us that no one asked for. That's the thing with Neil Druckmann now, especially when he's getting closer to being on the CEO board of Naughty Dog. He's here making these changes absolutely fucking no one asked for, and he is being a straight up asshole about it. And as I said before, Neil Druckmann, he's probably gonna strike this video down. In case nobody actually does know, I know the video got 3 views, but it would need a bit more than that. Because I need it to be shared everywhere.
That's everyone.
To Neil.
I was here to help.
My previous video. Neil will basically hit you with a false copyright strike, or even a false strike entirely if you remotely talk shit about him. Or even his damn shitty story of The Last of Us Part 2. I specifically said that in my previous video, and it just barely nearly got taken down. And I say just barely because I then saw an alert on my phone not too long ago during that week, while I was also doing the gym workouts, that one of my videos was breaking community guidelines for discussing real life topics apparently, and guess whose name just so happened to be under it? Neil himself. He practically seen it as an insult about the fact that I was being a realistic motherfucker when it came to it. And I don't hold back my opinions. I said this a billion times and I couldn't give two shits what people think. It's an opinion. You gotta get your big boy panties on and deal with it. So Neil, after I got a report on that through the video, I put it back up. It's still up, don't worry. But if it gets reported again, I'm putting the video on my channel twice and he will report it again and again. I will test him. See, he may be older than me. Sure, I'm 18. I'm 18. But when I have my opinions, I let it be fucking heard. He doesn't like people's opinions. And to further prove the point, as I'm currently doing this video, he's recently been making more and more false reports on people's channels. I've been watching their channels too. I've been borrowing ideas as well as also changing up a few things for my own wording. to make sure that the video does stay on its own grounds. Now, as I am saying, the video was nearly taken down. I still managed to keep it up, mainly because fuck YouTube guideline reports. My opinion is my opinion. You want free speech, motherfucker, you got free speech. You don't like free fucking speech. Too fucking bad. It's simple as, you have an opinion, you solidify it. You add on whatever you have to until eventually it becomes its own thing. You get a good grasp of it. And if you are in my shoes a lot of the time and you deal with constant fucking Karens in the shop, you'll understand what I mean. I don't allow this type of shit. Regardless. Sure. Am I still in college? Yes. Am I an asshole when people piss me off? Yes. But is it a valid reason to be pissed off about it? Yes. Niel, currently right now, it's funny I am even saying this at all. Sony has changed far more and better this time around, which is rare to actually see. And here Niel is, being the big child of the entire corporation, the entire company. Now, Sony's a billion-dollar investment company as well as a movie production company. It's basically a gaming and movie company put in with like 60 rooms of investors and game developers. Niel being on one of them, it appears Sony is slowly beginning to also lose their wits with it. Which is just, I'm not surprised. I did predict this was gonna happen. Now, is this technically a you lose motherfucker situation? Yes. Does it sound like I'm talking out of my ass? Yes, but I'm actually not. But there is one thing that I can definitely say for certain. If you hire a director and writer like Niel into a company just for him to then toss it in your face, what the fuck was the point? Because honest to God, Neil Druckmann's an asshole. And The Last of Us, yeah, that can go to shit. That can kiss every hole on my ass. Now, I've played The Last of Us Part 2. I mean, my brother does have PlayStation Plus. I did play it there, and as usual, even the reviews, as I said in my previous video, people weren't gonna like. I only just played the game just for the sake of it because I was bored. That's how shit the damn game is. Now, I'm an Uncharted fan, right? And I'm The Last of Us Part 1 fan. I'm also a fan of many other things. But if you are both the director and writer of a game literally fucking no one asked for, why did you make it if you knew it was gonna fail? And I am saying this question again because clearly the first time I said it, it didn't get through the fucking Niel's head enough. If you have an opinion as well, don't be a dick about it and try to report it either, Niel. And yes, I'm saying this, not just to people, but to Niel face to fucking face through audio. Don't give a damn if his ego gets bruised, hurt, or broken, or if he starts crying to his mom about it. People have their opinions. It's you who's fucking, I don't know, you look 56 at this stage, so that's what you're gonna be going under. You deal with it. And you deal with it like a grown adult. You do not act like a child. I am 18. I should not be telling a fucking adult how to act his age. This is like complaining to McDonald's about onions in the burger, and yes, I am bringing that back up again as well. I'm gonna make sure Niel gets parental problems, and it won't be from just everyone else. I'll make sure that I end up being like a fucking parent for him, holding his damn hand. Because that's what it's like for Niel. Like, well, every other idiot is here, oh, I love Abby. Oh, Ellie's better. I'm just here, shut the fuck up about Abby. Abby's a dick. Abby's a villain. Why the hell are you praising a villain? That's like praising Niel Druckmann and his sorry-ass ego. Or a thing we call a fucking ego at all. That's where my thinnest line begins to actually begin to tear from its own fibers, right? People have their opinions. It's our job to listen to those opinions, and I sound like a fucking nursing home worker trying to deal with the person with Alzheimer's, but I couldn't care if that was a damn joke about it either. Look, people have their own opinions, and it's not exactly, you know, mature if you're gonna try and shut other people's opinions down. It's an opinion, not a fucking reason to start an argument, for fuck's sake. Like, I know my disapproval in half this generation is beyond me at this point. I am 18, born in 2007. I should not remotely have to make a video about this shit through my damn PS5 because I can barely afford shit. The only thing I can do every time I do make these videos is at least try to make some form of money so I can get myself a lunch. But that's also the thing that Niel seems to fucking hate. When people have their opinions, right, nobody seems to take into account that it's an opinion. Nobody is deeming it as a fact. There's a reason O is at the center of it. It's obligatory. It's not substantial. That O literally has two meanings. It's an opinion. It's obligatory, right? And here Niel is, and here half these other dumbasses are praising Abby, which is practically comparable to praising Niel, which, like, if you do get help, it's the fact that it's a direct opinion. Niel is here trying to take people's videos down right after he realized, oh, I'll repeat history, nothing too bad there. That's where the issue seems to be stuck on, that he keeps on repeating. Like, where everyone else is here telling him to just cut The Last of Us Part 1 out of history. No, not Part 1, Part 2. Well, everyone else is telling him to cut The Last of Us Part 2 out of history and just replace it with a newer version that isn't filled with a thing called woke. That's fine. But it shouldn't get to a point where when people tell you to do one thing, it's you, as the writer, as the director, as the fucking game developer, to listen. It seems to me that Niel has such a massive ego that he's afraid of it getting hurt. Practically have to walk eggshells over this fucker. And yes, I am calling him every insult under the damn sun, because honest to God, he's a grown toddler. Now, I'm going to set an example, actually. See this, kids? With Niel Druckmann? This is the definition of what happens when you are an adult and you don't have to grow the fuck up. You still think you're in your teenagers. Don't be like that twat. Now, apart from me completely snapping and completely throwing insults at this fucking being of a human being we call Niel, it's a fair enough point for us to at least, it's fair enough for us to at least make some points for him to accept. But like Niel, being Niel, yet again, he doesn't accept shit. It's like trying to deal with a toddler that lost their damn soother or completely ended up forgetting the fact that their bottle of milk broke. This is like being pregnant and then finding out your baby's already turned to stone. The stoning pregnancies. And yes, that's a real thing. That's what it's like with Niel. I'm tired of it. I'm honestly tired of it. This man is fucking 56, going on what? 12? Jesus Christ, Niel, cop on, would you? I'm trying to argue with a 4-year-old over Snapchat. This is like the situation with Call of Duty on Xbox 360. Where you get sniped once by a 4-year-old and then they start throwing fucking death threats at you halfway through the damn mic. That's what Niel is like. He is that 4-year-old throwing death threats over the mic. And not like he hasn't mentioned already that there has been death threats going around the office. Oh, don't worry, I'm still using that evidence. Now, further going on from me completely and totally about ready to toss my controller straight out the damn window, I honestly swear to God, Niel, get a life that isn't in a damn mansion or a penthouse. No wonder you have no wife and kids. You spent most of that money trying to get the damn... You spent most of that fucking money trying to get yourself a damn limo and some bitches on your dick that you don't even have. Look at a yee-ass haircut of you. You look like a fucking bean. This is what happens when you're the girl from Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory eating nothing but gum. Niel just appears to be every form of reference ever. And that's not just me saying it. It's true.
My most disliked criminal activity.
Niel Druckmann is the equivalent of this. Like, I could make a meme out of his personality alone. I mean, not like a bunch of people haven't, and yes, I have seen those memes. Jesus Christ, please add more flair. But that's where a lot of the shit really begins to set up the high water for Niel. It's not just him that's the problem, it's his ego, his personality. He thinks once he got billions and billions of dollars, that out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I am God. Or, you know, I'm Jesus, but I'm drunk. He thinks he's Jesus. He legit thinks he's a cult leader just because he carries billions of euro. Now, it is euro in my country, so. And I'm not fully Irish, too, so you Americans don't have to worry. But that's where a lot of things really begin to settle in, right? Neil Druckmann, the equivalent of giving a 4-year-old too much money when he should have been doing other shit. Like, you wanna know how bad Neil Druckmann has gotten now? After he left HBO, when they were trying to make The Last of Us Season 3, nobody, and I mean literally nobody, asked for. He decided to have a complete rant. He also then continues on trying to stir up shit on Twitter. And trust me, I have seen a lot of his Twitter replies, and Jesus Christ, man. As I said before, act your fucking age, not your shoe size. It's just one of those moments where you give someone too much money at a young age. Like, Niel was 32 when he joined Naughty Dog. He still had a beard on him, right? Still young. That's where the biggest issue seems to really hit the fucking fan. He is the biggest example of what Jack Doherty is. What happens when you get too much money at a young age? And 32 is pretty fucking young when you take into the Irish Republic perspective. And in American standards, it's old, not too old. You know, average shit, and I have done the research. But that's where a lot of this shit begins to settle even further in, because, you know, there isn't shit without Neil. He's like dopamine, but if it had too much fucking weed involved in it. It's comparable to trying to have a smoke just to then find out you were given a fucking cigar instead. Like, he seems to be under this influence that just because he can write stories and makes a bunch of money out of it, that all of a sudden everyone has to listen to him. And it fucking hell. Not just that. He's under the influence that, like, I also blame Naughty Dog CEOs for this. Shit. I blame Naughty Dog CEOs for this because they're letting them get away with this shit. And they're treating it as if it's all fine and dandy. Like, motherfucker, just fire them! You're not being held at gunpoint. I write stories for a living. I've said this in my previous video. You can at least hire me, for fuck's sake. I do make partially edgy stories, but I at least add some humanity to it and don't have an ego on me. I mean, partially, but like money is just simply green paper with metallic ink. It's worthless. Like, we're all here, oh, I want to taste that money. Money, put into perspective, that you can literally make money out of fucking tree, like, out of tree bark, easy enough. Fucking tree sap is also like that. Yeah, here's some biology for you. The paper that is used to make up money, it's from trees. So yeah, technically, the quote, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, it technically fucking does grow on trees if you do biology, and I've done a lot of biology over my years. 10 years to be exact. But it's been more than 10 years now, so I know my shit. But that's where a lot of the things with Neil begin to just... It turns into a living hell at Naughty Dog because he's under the influence of money right now. Like you know the issue that happened with Vin Diesel years ago, right? Yeah. That's basically Neil Druckmann now. That's the biggest problem with all of this. Money to Neil is the biggest issue. He seems to think that he's Elon fucking Musk. That he can afford everything. Like, oh yeah, you can buy anything because you have millions and millions of euro. Yeah, but did you forget that that million can also run out once your whole entire fucking personal life's revealed? Not think of that. This is like the situation with Diddy, and yes, I'm gonna be making another video after this one about Diddy. Don't worry, I've covered a lot on that. But further on, we are still continuing with Neil, because Jesus Christ, this man's got a dictionary worth of shit that I have to cover. Neil was basically, after letting himself go, and now he's blaming everyone else for it. As I've said many, many, many times, but this shit's just gotten too far. It's too fucking far, man. What are we supposed to do when this selfish little cunt we call Neil is here treating people like dirt just because he has millions of euro that he can just stomp on people with when millions can crumble easily? There should be a new law put down in America where anyone like Neil, as an example, or Vin Diesel, whoever has an ego on them, being selfish little bastards, their money should all be taken away from them and they have to earn that million back. There should be a law for that put down. Now, I'm going to end the video off here, but if you all do end up seeing a bunch of Neil's videos, like from other content creators, send them to me and I will also cover those as well. Because I've been covering far too fucking much. Now, I'm going to end the video off here. If you all like the video, like and subscribe if you're new, and if you want to suggest more video ideas to me, hit me up in the comments and I shall do as required by my fellow viewers. Despite the side tangent. Now I am sorry for that, just Jesus Christ, Neil pisses me off. Now I'm gonna end the video off here. Peace.